new beginnings. So B62, your maiden production, and of course the both of you, the wonderful couple here, they are welcoming some more good news. So would you like to talk about that? मैंने कर दिया आप लोगों
So,
का काम आसान.
so this film is a family affair. My my brother was there, my wife was there, and there's a baby on its way who was present. So outside, but it was an amazing time because the way the film happened and the way we got to know about the baby on its way also, it almost felt like वो अभिमन्यु वाली story याद आ गई. The baby knows exactly about how 370 was abrogated, but yeah, so that's how it happened. But yeah, soon you will get to know that if it's gonna be a Lakshmi or a Ganesha, but
It's going to be happiness, I'm sure. It's going to be happiness. One last thing, creatively you're collaborating with Yami after a long time. After Uri, I
Yes.
think this is your agla collaboration. So how was that?
it was phenomenal. मतलब सेट पे डिस्कशन होते थे, फिर घर पे जाके डांट खाते थे. It was good fun. No, I'm kidding. No, but she's a thorough professional, and she knows her shit. Sorry to say that, but she knows her shit really, really well. So, and it's something where I really feel honored and privileged that I truly I feel I lucked out that I got married to her, because as a human being, she's one of the best human beings you will ever meet. She's spiritual, she's religious, she's somebody who's very thorough about her work. She's very professional. If you call her at 6 a.m. for a shoot, she'll be there no matter what by 5:30, and she'll be ready, like sitting waiting. And for that, she'll get up at like 3:30, take a shower, and then do puja every day, no matter what. So that way is I completely lucked out professionally, personally. I think I'm one of the most luckiest guy in this world.
That's an awe moment. Aditya Dhar sir,
if I
thank you.
try right now, they'll say it's pregnancy hormones, but it's not. It's
No,
so
don't try.
If I could write thesis on it and how I felt. Thank you so much. Of course, it's mentally, there's so much, there's so many questions. The first are always challenging, and if you're asking about motherhood and everything coming together at the same time, I really don't know what I would have done had Aditya not been there by my side. Had it been
Jaan le lo Aditya.
and Lokesh Bhaiya, everybody. I mean, it was of course a home production, but you're part of something. There's a sense of responsibility as an actor, and credibility as an actor, that you have to consistently be at it. Of course, we took precautions. That's also not a time where you tell everybody, that okay, this is what's going to happen. It's the most, it's something which is no kept secret, right? And but luckily, most of the stunts and the whole training bit, it was very rigorous training for weeks. As I already mentioned, very thankful to Keshav sir and Bhushan sir. He also took us to NSG here in Mumbai, and my God, that has to be one of the best days of my life, where you actually got to fire live, and I came out looking red like an apple. And they said, "What happened?" I said, "I don't know. I really enjoyed firing those shots." And so many emotions, of course, so many things. You want to be conscious, you want to be cautious, you want to be careful. I'm really thankful to some of the doctors that who were supervising this secretly. And so we were mostly left with the talkie portion or the walking shots, which we could work around and manage. But all in all, as he said, this was almost felt like more than surreal. Like, your baby is also part of this whole thing. There were always two of us putting that effort, two of us walking, two of us saying those lines. One, if I'm rehearsing, I'm sure the baby is listening, and I'll never. And I think somewhere the inspiration also comes from how I've seen my mother, work her way through when she was expecting my siblings, or I'm sure the kind of stories I've heard when she was expecting me. I think the kind of mental makeup, especially we Indian women have, I think it's way more stronger than we give ourselves credit for. So अगर खासकर आर्टिकल 370 की बात की जाए, मैं जूनी हक्सर का किरदार निभा रही हूँ, और जूनी कश्मीरी लड़की है और एक इंटेलिजेंस ऑफिसर है. बहुत लोग इंटेलिजेंट ऑफिसर लिखते हैं, इट्स नॉट इंटेलिजेंट ऑफिसर, इट्स इंटेलिजेंस ऑफिसर. एंड आई थिंक पहली चीज़, वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट थिंग्स, और ये मेरा एक बेस स्ट्रक्चर कह सकते हैं, एक प्रेप मोड है जो सभी फिल्मों के लिए है, कि आई एम वेरी थरो विद माई स्क्रिप्ट. आई थिंक सारे सवाल आपकी स्क्रिप्ट में ही होते हैं पहले, एंड आई नो आप थक जाएंगे सुनते हुए. He was the first director to say this to me, because जब उरी मेरे पास आई थी, मैंने कहा था ये रिसर्च करनी चाहिए, यहाँ करनी चाहिए, मैं किससे बात करूँ, मुझे किसी से मिलना चाहिए, who do I seek inspiration from, how do I prepare for my character. So one of the first things he said, अगर स्क्रिप्ट अच्छी है तो आपके मेजॉरिटी उस सवालों का जवाब उस स्क्रिप्ट में ही होगा. तो और ये सच बात है. एंड और जितनी बार आप पढ़ते हैं, हर बार आपको कोई नई चीज़ समझ में आती है, नई चीज़ पता चलती है. और वो मैं थोड़ा आई हैव अ लिटिल ओल्ड स्कूल हैबिट ऑफ मेकिंग दोज हैंड रिटन नोट्स, जो उसके बाद मुझे खुद मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लास से देखने पड़ते हैं मैंने ये क्या लिखा था.
And her scripts are filled with notes. Like each and every page, there's no space left. Like she has minutest of details written on her script. Like she's so thorough with her scripts.
I back it up. I completely agree. And I saw that when we were doing the reading, she got the script along with her, and every page when AJ was reading the lines and he was explaining to us the whole story and everything, I just happened to peek at her script, and all I could see was all the writings all over, and so she's completely thorough in that.
Sweet Priya, thank you. तो ऑफ कोर्स ये आपका एक मेंटल प्रिपरेशन है, एक इमोशनल कनेक्ट है, एक बैक स्टोरी बनाई जाती है, विच वी सैट टुगेदर एंड वी मेड फॉर जूनी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स एक जो फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट है, एक कि आपको फॉरगेट फायरिंग अ गन, पहले हाउ डू यू होल्ड अ वेपन. इट हैज़ टू लुक लाइक अ पार्ट ऑफ you, an extension of you. It should not look कि आपने कोई object पकड़ा है. That's a huge responsibility. And one of the first things I remember Bhushan sir taught me, हम कभी Indian Army अपना weapon ज़मीन पे नहीं लगने देती. So you have to learn how to, अगर आप you lying down also, how do you lie down without having your knee touch the ground first, or your weapon. सो इतनी डिटेल में ट्रेनिंग हुई है, चाहे वो फिल्म में दिखाए या ना दिखाए, बट द बैक ऑफ माई माइंड अगर एज एन एक्टर मुझे पता है कि मेरी वायरिंग और कंडीशनिंग और प्रिपरेशन इस तरीके से हुई है, तो ऑन सेट कुछ भी दिया जाएगा, दैट एवरीथिंग विल कम इन हैंडी एंड आई एम मोर प्रिपेयर्ड. एंड ऑफ कोर्स जैसा आपने कहा एंड आदित्य शेयर्ड, दिस कैरेक्टर इज बेस्ड ऑन समवन्स रियल लाइफ. इट्स इंस्पायर्ड बाय अ ट्रू female intelligence officer. So it was an honor for me to play her. And I'm so thankful to my producers that just to make more money, they did not turn the character into a male character. And they give me this opportunity and gave us this opportunity. So thank you once again. Hi.
जम्मू कश्मीर ने भारत के साथ आने का फैसला किया था, राजा हरी सिंह ने एक पैक्ट किया था, फिर ये कहा गया था कि रेफरेंडम होगा जिसको लेकर बहुत तमाम बातें हुई, फिर आज़ादी के बाद पाकिस्तान ने आधे कश्मीर पर कब्ज़ा कर लिया. तो ये मसला काफ़ी पुराना है. क्या आप लोग इस फिल्म में सिर्फ आर्टिकल 370 को कैसे हटाया गया इस पर फोकस कर रहे हैं, या इसका जो कश्मीर की जो समस्या है जिस वजह से आतंकवाद वहाँ पे फैला, पसरा, सेपरेटिज़म आया, वो तमाम उसके जो कॉज हैं उतने डीप में आप लोग जा रहे हैं या सिर्फ इस पर ही फोकस कर रहे हैं? ये मेरा सवाल था.
एक्चुअली शुड से कि आप फिल्म देखिए, बिकॉज अगर मैंने यहाँ पे बता दिया तो
थोड़ा सा मतलब
सवाल में फिल्म छुपी है.
बट आपको सब कुछ के बारे में थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आएगा, आपको क्लियरली समझ में आएगा कि ये कहाँ से शुरू हुआ था, कैसे हुआ था, और इसकी वजह से क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हुई थी, वो आपको इस फिल्म में क्लियरली समझ में आएगा. हमने थोड़ा थोड़ा 1-2.5 घंटे की फिल्म में, 1-2 घंटे की फिल्म में आप सब कुछ नहीं दिखा सकते हो, तो आप हमेशा चूज़ करते हो कि व्हाट इज़ द बेस्ट आई कैन शो which makes the film interesting, entertaining for the audience, and at the same time gives them an information which is palatable for them. Otherwise ये documentary बन जाती. तो आपको इन ऑल प्रॉबिलिटी सब कुछ मिलेगा, आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन भी मिलेगी, आपको थ्रिल भी मिलेगा, आपको एंटरटेनमेंट भी मिलेगा, और आप घर जाके ये अपने परिवार वालों के साथ डिस्कस भी करेंगे कि यार ये हुआ कैसे था, और ये कैसे जिस तरीके से हुआ था ये तो काफ़ी कमाल की तरीके से हुआ था. तो इट हैज़ ऑल दोज एलिमेंट्स इन इट.
Yami, how difficult and easy it was for you to work with your husband for the film? Was it like that difficult or easy?
You've already seen how easy it is with Aditya. I think we both professionals. We both respect our professional boundaries, and we don't overthink things so much. He knows he's in this film. Of course, Aditya has worked as in capacity of a writer, co-writer, and one of the producers, and who's hired me as a professional to do the job that I did. And if only it's helped me, I'd say. And na hi sirf is film mein, but for anything that I feel, I want to discuss something, some idea with Aditya, yeah, aaj maine scene aisa shoot kiya, maine waisa kiya. So that just is just an open discussion we anyways have. And so it was not difficult at all. I just said it. In fact, it was so I think very God sent the timing, because as I said, I don't know what I would have done had it not been Aditya by my side, because it was a very sensitive time, a very sensitive film, a very important film for us. It's the first film in the family that's first production that's coming out there. So too many things. But at the same time, अगर as he said, I'm sure इस meeting, इस conference में आपने ये शब्द सुन लिया है, पर वो बहुत ज़रूरी शब्द है. अगर intention साफ हो, clear हो, अच्छा हो, तो सब अच्छा ही होता है. So also, I lucked out as well.
Yami, if I talk about you, firstly, it's a treat to watch you on screen. We have, whenever we watch you, we are filled with happiness and pride, considering your last few roles. It's been so strong, so power-packed, something that we don't see actors today do back-to-back. But I'm sure it's a feeling of pride for you also to get such amazing roles. Has that been a conscious decision for you, or something that, the makers were approaching you with these days?
Thank you so much. I think you're very generous. Yeah, I think it all comes from a lot of factors, from what's your bent of mind at that point of time. Maybe I would have, maybe my choices 7-8 years back wouldn't have voiced out or supported what my perspective would have been, but maybe that's, there's certain choices you make out of because there's lack of option around you. I'm talking just for myself. But there comes a time in life where you feel, I have to just stop being this fearful person, or fear of saying no, or fear of not doing films. It's okay if I'm not doing anything, but I'm not going to do anything substandard, anything which I don't have my heart in, and I'm just doing for the economics of it. I think the day that happened, and the film that followed that thought was, I'm not kidding, that was Uri. Thank you. And yeah, it happens, we hear about manifestations and all these things, and I think somewhere it must be true, So at that time, when you grab that opportunity, you also have to have that understanding that, yeah, this is that film. I'm one of the characters in the film. The film is not about me, but I know what potential it holds. Then came Bala, then came A Thursday, then came all these films, and of course, as I said, it all culminated into a 370. So it's a journey. It's a journey. I'm very, I don't know, proud is the word. Does it sound too much? I'm always very, I underplay a lot, I think, with words, and I'm very famous for not doing very famous PR. I think, but I wouldn't have it any other way, because it's my journey. It's my journey. I don't owe it to anyone. Of course, I owe it to my family, owe it to Aditya. Always says, it's not just us. It's also the good karma of generations and generations that we're sitting here together. We got together, like-minded people, like-minded families coming and nurturing something nice. So we believe in these things, and I'm so happy that I've come to a point where, yes, I can give voice to my choices and the kind of work I want to do, the kind of work that makes me happy and my audience happy, most importantly.
उरी की सफलता के बाद उरी के ब्लॉकबस्टर होने के बाद आपने एक फिल्म अनाउंस की थी विक्की कौशल के साथ
Yes,
अश्वत्थामा
yes.
और आपका ड्रीम प्रोजेक्ट है
Yes,
वो उसके बाद कई अपडेट्स आए लेकिन फिलहाल ताज़ा अपडेट क्या है कब बनेगी
So,
किसके साथ बनेगी कुछ बताना चाहिए
नहीं, so basically we have put that film on back burner right now. I'll be very honest with you. The kind of vision I had for that, we all had for that film, it was too big for the mathematics to work for Indian cinema because the kind of VFX quality we were looking at, nobody has even strived for it yet. So, अनफॉर्चुनेटली जब तक या फिर तो टेक्नोलॉजी सस्ती हो जाए या फिर हमारा जो सिनेमा हॉल के जितने सिनेमा हॉल्स हैं वो बढ़ जाए लोग जाने ज़्यादा लगे तब तक मुझे थोड़ा सा देखना पड़ेगा. आई गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. जेम्स कैमरन ने अवतार 27 साल पहले सोची थी बट उसने वेट किया था फॉर द मार्केट टू गो अप और फॉर टेक्नोलॉजी टू कम टू दैट लेवल वेयर ही कैन एक्चुअली प्रेजेंट इट. आई एम नो जेम्स कैमरन, मतलब मैं उसके नाखून भी बन जाऊँ मेरे लिए वो भी काफ़ी होगा. बट द होल पॉइंट इज़ दैट वी हैव टू मेक श्योर लाइक अगेन द इंटेंट बिट कि एक्सेलेंस और इंटेंट अगर वो अचीव करना है देन देर कैन नॉट बी एनी मीडियोक्रिटी. देर कैन नॉट बी कि यार मुझे प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है तो चलो फटाफट करके even if it's 5 years of my prime time in my life, it doesn't matter. The film has to be brilliant because अगर एक बार ये फिल्म वो छप गई वो अगले 100, 200, 300 साल तक वो छप गई है. So it cannot be something which is mediocre, which is something where my intent is wrong कि मेरे को पैसे बनाने से. No, it cannot be. It has to be that it is striving for excellence. I truly believe, and I'm a patriot, I truly believe that as filmmakers, we have a huge responsibility of representing our country in a right way. I really want to see me or one of my colleagues to stand an Oscar on the stage and win it for India. So it will only happen if we compete with them, and to compete with them, we have to be excellent. We cannot be mediocre, and that's how we have to go with it.
बोलना मेरे को बर्थडे इसने मत हिला तू मेरे को. अरे बाप रे मार करवा देंगे इनके पास. यहाँ पर विनोद के बाजू में. अरे पिक्चर क्यों चालू कर रहे हैं यार ये? अरे यार कहाँ से लगा दिया ये? क्या ये लगा दिया? टॉलीवुड बंद कर. नहीं थोड़ा नीचे हो जाए हल्का सा.
We good? Huh? Thank you so much.
विनोद का बर्थडे आज. बोलना विनोद का बर्थडे इसने मत हिला तू मेरे को. अरे बाप रे
Good, we are good?
तो विनोद देगा नहीं फोटो बराबर. सर इधर ऊपर. ने ये झाला
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
अरे थिएटर का टाइम पूरा हो गया 4 बजे
Vinod Dada, thank you so much. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. ये कभी नहीं हुआ आदित्य सर. We have to say we never seen this.